Question 19 says an infinitely long straight wire carrying current I, one side opened rectangular loop and a conductor C with a sliding connector are located in the same plane as shown in the figure. The connector has length L and resistance R. It slides to the right with a velocity V. The resistance of the conductor and the self-inductance of the loop are negligible. The induced current in the loop as a function of separation R between the connector and the straight wire is. Let us slide it to see the figure and the options. So, this is the situation. We have to find the expression for the current in the loop. Now, if we look at the figure, the direction of magnetic field due to the straight current is pointing inward, and that means it is perpendicular to the conductor, which is in fact sliding, the slider which is sliding. What is the expression for the EMF in the circuit? EMF is in fact equal to BL into V, and let us write it here. So, the expression for the EMF is, it is equal to B into L into V. Among the three terms here, B is a function of this distance R. In fact, B is equal to mu naught I divided by 2 pi R. So, let us write B is in fact mu naught I by 2 pi R. So, the EMF becomes mu naught I divided by 2 pi R, and then we need to multiply it with L into V. That is the EMF. What about the current? We divide this by the resistance R and we get the expression for the current that will flow in the circuit. So, it means the expression for the current then becomes mu naught I L V divided by 2 pi into small r multiplied by capital R. And if we look at the options, we can see that option 3 is in fact matching with the solution that we have got. The current is E divided by the resistance capital R. So, option 3 is correct for question number 19. Let us now go to question 20. In question 20, we have to find the charge on the 5 microfarad capacitor. We can see there are 2 cells and there are 3 capacitors in the circuit. Well, we need to apply the concepts of Kirchhoff's voltage law, and also we look at the concept of conservation of charge. Now, let us assume that the charge on this particular capacitor is Q1, and we assume that on the plate on the left side the charge is plus Q1. So, with that we are putting here charge as plus Q1 on the left plate. On the right plate automatically it is minus Q1. Similarly, let us also assume that the charge here is plus Q2 on the right plate, and in that case on the left plate it is minus Q2. What is the charge on the upper plate of the 5 microfarad capacitor then? Well, because the sum of charges on the right plate of 2 microfarad, the left plate of the 4 microfarad and the upper plate of the 5 microfarad capacitor, sum of these 3 charges must be 0, which means that the charge here can be taken as Q1 plus Q2, and in fact with the positive sign. So, on this plate we have charge plus of Q1 plus Q2, and now we can traverse the loop and apply Kirchhoff's voltage law. Let us start for this particular loop. Starting from point O, we go across in the clockwise sense, and let us see the equation that we get. We are of course interested in finding the value of Q1 plus Q2, which is the charge on the 5 microfarad capacitor. So, traversing in the clockwise sense in this particular loop. So, let us traverse this loop in the clockwise sense. Starting from point O, we get 6 volt, the first change in potential, then it is minus of Q1 by 2, and then it is minus of Q1 plus Q2 divided by 5, and this is coming out as 0. Similarly, if we traverse this loop in the anti-clockwise sense, starting from point O, the equation that we get is 6 minus Q2 divided by 4 minus Q1 plus Q2 divided by 5 is coming out as 0. So, there are two unknowns Q1 and Q2, there are two linear equations, we can easily solve them, and when we solve them the value of Q1 plus Q2 comes out as 16.36 microcoulomb. So, that means option 1 is correct for this particular question, and let us now go to the next question, that is question number 21. Question 21 says nitrogen gas is at 300 degree centigrade temperature. The temperature in Kelvin at which the RMS speed of a hydrogen molecule would be equal to the RMS speed of a nitrogen molecule is. The molar mass of nitrogen gas is given as 28 gram. We know that the molar mass of hydrogen gas is taken as 2 gram. Now, the question is clearly from the topic kinetic theory of gases, and it is about the RMS speed. The expression for the RMS speed is V RMS, in fact is given as root 3 RT divided by M. Of course, the ideal gas constant, the temperature in Kelvin, and M stands for the molar mass of the gas. So, in this case the value of T is given in one case, we have to find in fact the temperature at which the RMS speed of hydrogen molecule is same as the RMS speed of nitrogen gas at 300 degrees centigrade. And we see that this is the expression for the RMS speed. So, let us now equate the two RMS speeds. Okay? One temperature of course is known. So, if we do that, of course 3R being constant, we have temperature T1 divided by M1 is equal to T2 divided by M2 once we equate the two RMS speeds. And so, temperature T2 is coming out as T2 is equal to M2 T1 divided by M1. Do we have the value of T1? Yes, we do, because T1 in fact is 300 degree centigrade plus 273, that means it is 573 Kelvin, and M2 by M1 values of course are known. So, let us put those values. We get temperature T2 as equal to M2 becomes 2 gram, M1 is 28 gram, that is given in the question itself, and temperature T1 is 573 Kelvin. So, we have T2 is equal to this multiplied by 573 Kelvin. And now it is a matter of doing some multiplication and some division. This will turn out to be equal to 40.93 Kelvin. So, that means our answer to the question is it is 40.93. So, let us fill up 40.93. It is time now to go to question number 22.